Hi, hello, and welcome back, everybody, to Wolf Tales. Last time, we went out and rescued Mirari and Fuyu from the blizzard that blew up out of nowhere. And so, after a long night of watching Fuyu fuss over Mirari, I eventually turn in for the night and go to bed. Convincing Fuyu to do the same proves surprisingly difficult. She is adamant about being there for Mirari and does not want to leave her side. It isn't until I convey to Fuyu the expected time at which Mirari will awaken, I completely lie on my part, that Fuyu finally agrees to rest. She snuggles up next to Mirari just as they had when they slept on the couch together previously, and before long Fuyu is sound asleep. Sheesh, I think to myself, those two are really a handful. Maybe I shouldn't get a pet after all. Looking after these two is already tiring enough. Well, I guess I'd better go see how those two are doing. If I'm lucky, maybe they will have slept in. Despite my optimism, the very first thing I see upon entering the living room is the sight of Fuyu towering over Mirari. I mean it! I'm feeling much better now, Mirari says. Really, I can get up on my own. I don't care if you're feeling better, no means no, says Fuyu in a very stubborn voice. You're going to stay in bed and rest, got it? No, but, Mirari says, what about breakfast? I'll make breakfast, says Fuyu. You just keep resting until I bring you your portion, over to you. Would that really be alright, asked Mirari. You haven't received the same training I have. Says Fuyu. Don't worry about me, it'll be a piece of cake. How hard can human cuisine be anyways? If Fuckboy King can make it, then there's no way that someone like me wouldn't be able to. Oh really, I ask? That's quite a declaration there, Fuyu. Fuyu freezes up the moment she hears my voice. With great hesitation, Fuyu slowly turns her head until she's looking at me out of the corner of her eye. Fuckboy King, how long have you been standing there? Fuyu asks. Long enough to hear you promise that you'll be making us all breakfast. Do you need me to show you where the storeroom is? I ask her. Well, Fuyu says. Fuyu averts her gaze as she tries to avoid my question. It seems this rowdy wolf girl doesn't possess her princess's knowledge of such things after all. Fuckboy King, Mirari says. Before I can tease Fuyu any further, Mirari calls out to me in a surprisingly assertive voice. Yes, Mirari, I ask? Fuckboy King, Mirari says. I apologize. Huh? Princess, Fuyu says. Fuyu and I both stare at Mirari in surprise as she hangs her head. Even after you told me to leave, even after I resolved myself to stop relying on your kindness, here I am once again. I have burdened you once more, Mirari says, forcing you to take care of me even after you've already done so much for me. I just want you to know that this is it, Mirari says. As soon as I'm able, I will be leaving this cabin and never coming back. I will not bother you ever again, Mirari says. Princess, says Fuyu. Despite the fact that Mirari is now agreeing to leave without a fight, even Fuyu can't accept her downhearted proclamation. If Mirari had been able to declare with a smile on her face that she would return to her pack, I would wish her well. Fuyu would happily lead her along. The duo would return home and that would be the end of it. Given Mirari's current state of mind, however, think before you speak, Mirari, I tell her. If you say something that stupid, there's no way I'm going to let you leave. Fuckboy King? Mirari asks. Listen to me, Mirari, I say. This is twice now that you've almost died because you've gone out unprepared. The weather's been unpredictable lately, the paths have changed, and half the snow underfoot is unstable. I'm not going to be held responsible for you running off to your death, Mirari, so... Until I say otherwise, the two of you are staying right here with me. Got it? Both of them say. You mean that? Asks Fuyu. We can stay? Mirari asks. I nod in confirmation. Princess, did you hear that? Says Fuyu. We can stay here after all, says Mirari. Oh, this is such a relief, she says. Yes, Princess, I am also, says Fuyu. I mean, I'm happy for you, Princess. If you must linger a while for the sake of your recovery, then I have no choice but to keep you company." The two girls join hands and bounce on their heels, wearing expressions of joy as they do. Contrary to Fuyu's words, it seems like she's just as relieved as Miyari is. "You're so transparent, Fuyu," I think to myself. "Can't you just honestly say that you don't know how to get home and you're afraid of putting Miyari in danger again?" Chuckling to myself, I move closer to the two girls. "Remember," I say, "this is just until the weather clears up and you're able to make your way back home. I'll be listening to the radio every day for any mention of the snow being cleared away, or the weather improving." Understood," says Miyari. We shan't overstay our welcome a second time. "When the time is right, we will leave without a fuss," she says. By the time noon has rolled around, the weather outside seems to have improved. Not to the point where I have any confidence in making a long trek, but at the very least it seems as though I'll be able to scout out the area. Alright, I think to myself. I should take this opportunity to check out the new landscape. In particular, I'll see if the path Minari and Fuyu were taking yesterday is cleared up at all. After confirming on the radio that the weather is set to remain unchanged for the rest of the day, I begin to put on my boots and coat. "Fuckboy King," asks Miyari, "where are you going?" "Oh, Miyari," I say. "I was just going to check out the terrain now that the weather is stabilized for a bit. I'll be back before long," I tell her. I'll come with you," says Miyari. "No, you won't," I say to her. I gently flick Miyari on the forehead as if to punish her for saying something unreasonable. "You just stay put and recover. I don't want you to overexert yourself." "But I can't just continue to leech off your kindness like this," says Minari. "I need to make myself useful. It's the least I can do considering everything you're doing for me." "I appreciate your feelings," I say to her. "But if you come with me and you faint again, you're only going to cause more trouble." Minari sulks as I point out the major flaw in her offer without hesitation. "Listen, I know it's kind of rude to ask this of a sick person, and I'm not implying that this is all you're good for or anything, but," I say, "if you're really itching for something to do, why don't you clean up a bit or make lunch for me when I get back? If you're only feeling up to it, of course," I say to her. Yes, absolutely," says Miyari excitedly. "It would be my pleasure, Fuckboy King. Thank you." No," I say, "you really don't need to thank me for assigning you chores." Without wasting a moment, Miyari slips over to the storeroom where I keep all of the cleaning supplies. It seems the specter of illness means nothing to Miyari after all. Dressed suitably, I head out into the snow. As I go to close the door behind me, however, I feel something block my way. "Hey, watch it, Fuckboy King," says Fuyu. "Oh, I'm sorry, Fuyu," I say to her. Fuyu pushes past me, and this time I close the door for real. "Well, wait a minute," I say. "What are you doing out here, Fuyu?" "What?" says Fuyu. "I don't need your permission to go outside." "Well, no," I say. "I guess not. But given the timing, it's like you were following. You're going to check out the terrain, aren't you?" says Fuyu. "To see what's changed and where you can get through. If you're going to reach our den," says Fuyu, "then you'll need a guide, and I can hardly allow the princess to go given her current condition." "I never said anything about visiting your den," I say. "Fine, you can come along, though. Just don't get too far ahead," as Fuyu runs ahead. Fuyu runs off before I can finish speaking. Oh well, if she's this lively, then it shouldn't be a problem. Besides, I was planning to check out the path those girls took yesterday. I guess the only change of plans is that I'll now be doing it with company. Following after Fuyu, I soon reached the stretch of snow where I found the two girls yesterday. While visibility has certainly improved, the path itself is still blocked off. At a glance, it doesn't seem like there's any way to get through. "Still no good, huh?" asks Fuyu. "Maybe if she says. "No, that wouldn't work. I hate to break it to you, Fuyu, but it doesn't look like you're going to be getting through here. Not today, at least." I know, says Fuyu. Even so, I can't just give up and return empty-handed. What would the princess say if I had returned without securing a route home? She'd probably be relieved, I say to her. You may just want to go back as soon as possible, but I get the feeling that Mirari isn't so keen. Whether she wants to return or not, says Fuyu, the princess understands that we must. As such, it is my duty to ensure that return is made possible. Well, I say to her, good luck with that. Unless you have a snowplow handy, I don't think you'll be getting through here anytime soon. Says Fuyu, scratching. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Fuyu, you cannot dig your way through, I say to her. Not with that attitude, says Fuyu. Scratch, 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 scratch. Seriously? I ask her. At least wait for the snow to melt a bit. Trying to dig through here right now must be like clawing your way through stone. You don't underestimate the might of... Fuyu suddenly jumps in fright as some of the piled up snow falls onto her. It seems that having Fuyu dig at the base of the snow has caused it to shift under its own weight. Are you alright, Fuyu? I ask. Don't laugh at me, human. Sorry. It's just the way you shrieked like that. Uh-oh. Whoa. I dodged at the last second as a snowball narrowly misses my head. What are you doing, Fuyu? You could have hit me. That's the point, you fool. Whoosh. Ah. Fuyu's second snowball clips my shoulder, knocking me off balance. You little... Nah, stupid human, Fuyu chants. That's what you get for making fun of me. Ah! Without rising to my feet, I quickly ball up some snow and hurl it towards Fuyu, barely missing her torso. What the heck do you think you're doing? Asks Fuyu. Throwing a snowball. What does it look like? I ask her. You can't do that, says Fuyu. I'm the one throwing snow at you. What are you, a little kid? I ask. I don't need your permission to defend myself. Huh! Ah! Stop that right this instant, Fuyu says. Make me, I say. Grr. Fine then, says Fuyu. We'll see how you like it when I throw a snowball at you. Well, yeah, that's how this fight started. Oh! I duck to the side just as Fuyu throws another snowball at my head. The moment I correct my posture, Fuyu has already started balling up another, and she's getting ready to throw it. Jeez, give me a break, I say. How can you do that so quickly? Says Fuyu. Someone who wears those ridiculous things on their hands will never be able to match my speed. Oh yeah, I say? We'll see about that. Huh! Nah, too slow. Get wrecked, nerd. Should I give you a handicap, human? Says Fuyu. Don't underestimate me, I say back to her. Before I realize it, I find myself becoming more and more invested in the outcome of my snowball fight with Fuyu. What starts as a cheeky bit of fun quickly develops into an intense showdown, with both sides putting in far more effort than would be expected. As strange as it may seem, I'm actually having fun. Spending every day out here struggling to stay warm and keep my supplies up, I sometimes forget about the upsides of being surrounded by snow. When was the last time I even thought about having a snowball fight, or making a snow angel, or engaging in any of those fun yet childish activities, I think to myself. Maybe this place doesn't have to be the barren wasteland I always think of it as after all. Nah. Miss me. Stop moving, I say. Not gonna happen, Fuyu chants back at me. Fuyu turns around and wiggles her butt in my direction, mocking me. At that moment, I reveal a second snowball hidden behind my back and throw it as quickly as I can. Ah! Says Fuyu. Gotcha, I say, triumphantly. Oh, did you have to throw it there? Fuyu says. The snow is dripping down to my pants and is really cold. So wear proper clothing next time, I say. It's not my fault you're dressed like that. Fuyu dances around trying to sniff the snow that has tickled under her clothes. A few small pieces of snow fall out, but judging by the expression on her face, there's still more to come. Chance. Wah! What are you doing, says Fuyu. Can't you see that I'm preoccupied? That's exactly what makes it a perfect opportunity, I say. What? Ah, stop it, Fuyu says. Make me, I say to her again. Yeah. Despite her complaints, Fuyu laughs happily as she dodges my opportunistic onslaught. Dodging while simultaneously removing the snow from under her clothes, Fuyu displays dexterity that I would only dream of possessing. And there, that's the last of it, Fuyu says. You better prepare yourself now, fuckboy king, she says, grinning from ear to ear as a playful smile adorns Fuyu's face, as she hurriedly begins to create another snowball. No matter what she says, it's clear to me that she's having fun. Fuyu may be abrasive and direct, but it looks like even she has a fun size. She is also pretty cute when she smiles, and it's evident that she cares deeply about Mirari. My first impression of Fuyu might have been wrong after all. If Fuyu were just a little more honest and a little less defensive, she might actually make a pretty good housemate. Alright, everybody. I think I'm going to call it here for this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time for more Wolf Tales.